Poetic reflection, part 2. With the parable I will speak, uttering words ancient and antique. Stories we have heard and known, things that our ancestors have shown. They spoke flattery and deceit, a bunch of lying cheats. Their hearts had turned away, insincere and disgraceful. Your promises disobeyed, no longer true and faithful. Yet he mercifully forgave their sin and corruption, saving them over and over from destruction. He restrained his wrath and anger eruption. He remembered that they were mere flesh and bone, here today but tomorrow they're gone in the wilderness. They were rebellious, full of bitterness. In the wasteland they grieved him and slammed. Repeatedly they ignored God, testing and stoking the Holy One of Israel, incensing and provoking. They forgot his mighty power, the enemies that devour, and the redemption hour. They forgot the Egyptian plagues of wrath and thunder, disregarded the epic signs and wonders. He filled their rivers with blood pollution, with nothing to drink such persecution. With a parable I will speak, uttering words ancient and antique. Stories we have heard and known, things that our ancestors have shown. His next surprise, the venomous flies, devouring them from the inside. Then frogs came to destroy the lot, grasshopper and locust ate their crop. A deluge of hail and a touch of frost turned all the fruit trees to stinking compost. The lightning and frozen rain caused all the cattle to be slain, with more pain on top of pain. Finally they experienced the full wrath of God as he unleashed his angelic killing squad. Such anger, distress and indignation, he sent sorrow and devastation. He prepared a path for his anger and scorn. No escape from death, the Egyptians did mourn. He killed their beasts and their firstborn, they should have eaten when warned. Then he brought his people out like a flock in despair. He led them like sheep through the wilderness with a shepherd care. They were afraid, but he led them safely on dry ground. But their enemies he led into the sea, where they all drowned. With a parable I will speak, uttering words ancient and antique. Stories we have heard and known, things that our ancestors have
He brought them to the border of his holy land, to the hill country. Taken by his right hand he went before, driving out the nations, then divided their land, the legacy allocation, so Israel's tribes could dwell in their habitation. Yet they tempted God with rebelling and provoking. They turned away from God Most High as if they were joking. They were disloyal and faithless like their ancestors, all the same. Twisted like a warped and deceitful bow, impossible to aim. With their high places they angered him, their idols aroused his jealousy within. When God heard them he was angry with their lack of trust, so he rejected Israel with disgust. From his dwelling place at Shiloh he did walk away, abandoning where he had lived with them each day. He sent the ark of his might into captivity, his splendor into the hands of the enemy. In battle their enemies were victorious, for God was angry and so furious. He turned his back, they took the flak. With swords they were hacked, their young men were consumed by fire. The young women faced a situation dire, never to hear their wedding song. With all of the young men gone, their priests were all killed dead. The widows had no time for a tear to be shed before they too bled. With a parable I will speak, uttering words ancient and antique. Stories we have heard and known, things that our ancestors have shown. Then the Lord awoke as if he'd slept sometime. As the warrior wakes from the stupor of wine, he beat back his enemies again, inflicting them to constant shame. Then he rejected Joseph's trial covenant ark did reside. Instead he chose the tribe of Judah over and above, and Mount Zion, which he did love. He established there his temple height, strong as the earth forever in his sight. He chose David, his servant, a shepherd caring,